Hey everyone, so this is my Simvertex shifter that just came in. It's the V2 version. It took about 2 weeks before I ended up getting it. Just have it on my bed right now, and then there's Penny. She's curious. I'm gonna do an unboxing, first maintenance or oiling or whatever, and then when I get it mounted up I'll do first impressions all in the same video. After a while I'll probably do like a follow-up just to see how it's holding up and all of that. Douglas Thompson does a bunch of videos on these, from maintenance to comparisons and things like that, so I'll link his channel as well if you want to look into it. But yeah, this is just another post from somewhere else. I think it'll be pretty useful, you know, because there's not too many of these out there. So, you know, the more opinions, the more stuff out there, the better. It'll probably get more popular because I think they're really good shifters for your money. So we'll see how it works out here. Let's open the box. Again, this is totally fresh. I have not opened it yet. So hopefully it's good. Let's do this first. What is in here? USB cable, some bolts, and an Allen key. So that's pretty good. It looks like they still come in that box, the nice plastic with like the foam inside from what I could see. There we go. Got it open here. Yeah, that's like super nice packaging. Ooh, and there it is. First impression. It's way smaller than I thought it would be. I have pretty decently sized hands, I guess, but I would say they're more normal than anything else. Covers up the whole thing. Alright, there's the rod. I'm definitely going to take this carbon fiber piece off. Nice shift knob. It's decent enough. I have one for my old Camaro, and if that still fits, I'll probably just use that. And then this is a tight fit in here, so bear with me. I'm going to put the camera down and then bring it back up. Alright, get back into focus. So I took it out. That was super tight in the foam. There's your peel. Very nice. Alright, so let's look closely here. I don't see any scratches. This does look like it's the new version, as Douglas pointed out, because it does have the clips in there and Durlin bushings. And you can see it comes down. It's like reinforced where those rods are. Yeah, this is nice. Super stiff. I'm coming from a Thrustmaster TH8A. It was modded with the click speedle and a shorter stick and a better knob, so it was pretty good, but this is already at stock tension. It's way more resistance than that was, even with the bigger rod. I can't even really maneuver it here on my bed because it's not bolted down. But I'll stop the video here for now. We'll tune back in. I'm going to put some drops of oil and show all that, and then I'll have it mounted and we'll go from there. Alright, we're back. So tuning back in here. Went to the room where the sim rig is. Gonna get this all handled here and get this oiled up. Probably not gonna film the mounting to the 80/20 because obviously it's gonna be different for everyone who has them, but I can explain how I do it later. After I figured it out, that is. They're super easy. These are not torqued down at all. I mean, they are, but not significantly. Let's put them on a paper towel while we're at it. Cool, so that's off. Let's see. There's the inside. You can see the little micro switches. And then where the shifter grabs the fork there. There's a good view of the back side. I gotta get the shifter rod on there to shift. Yeah, this is decently tight already. See, it's super snappy. There you go. Without getting it mounted, it's honestly even hard to just get it centered because I want to blow through it and go into the next gear. So let's just loosen all these. Let's say do like a half turn each. See how that is, just so it's easier to manipulate when I put the oil in. See how that is. I'm not sure how, what's it called, sensitive the adjustments are. I can give it a little bit more too. Do like a full turn. Roughly. Okay, yeah, now that's nice and light. Alright, so I just got some axle grease. Come on, focus. There you go, the EW90. I was going to get diff fluid, but didn't have it, and honestly it doesn't matter that much. It's not seeing any high temperatures or extremely tight clearances like a differential would, so this is good enough as long as there's some oil on there. Alright, let's not spill this on the carpet. Sorry, 1 second here, I'm just taking a little nub off the bottle. There we go. Alright, so first, per Douglas's instructions, I just literally looked at his maintenance video and I'm copying what I saw. Let's go here. Alright, so that's what, 5th gear. Puts this rod out. Just gonna do a drop. It's a little bit more than a drop. Right on the rod. Let it settle. And put it through. Let's do the other side. Just a drop. Yeah, love the smell of gear oil. Alright, let's do the middle one. Tiny drop. Back. I'm left-handed, making this tricky for myself. There you go. So I'm just shifting it so the rod comes out slightly. And then, there we go. Cool. Those are all done. I'm glad I put it on the box because there's already some leakage. Feels super nice, deliberate. There's really not a noticeable amount of play. They're moving slightly, but that's probably within the design tolerances, I would say. Alright, and then, let's see here. So, if we go here, okay, let's see. That brings the notch out. Come on, focus, focus, focus. There you go. So you see the notch in the rod. There's a ball bearing here that pushes down on that. Again, per his instructions, we will do just some grease. We just got knockoff red axle grease, whatever. Again, it's what Ace Hardware had, so it's not that serious. So I'm going to take just a tiny little dab, put it right in that slot there. I guess there's some on the other side too, underside. Do a little bit more as well. Cool. Now, there's one in the center. You probably can't see it, but Get down there. Just barely got it. Shit. On the side here as well. And I need to move this one that way. There we go. There's the last one. A little dab. Again, probably too much, but that's okay. Alright, and lastly, what he didn't show, but I saw recommended on the Simvertex listing, was to pull these out and do a drop of oil in each of them. So I think, yeah, they're loose enough already. So 1, 2. I think this, again, just goes right down to that little ball bearing. So maybe this isn't necessary if you put the grease in the notches, but if you're gonna do it, you might as well overdo it, right? Just gonna do drop, drop, drop. That's enough. Get the extra out of here. Now it smells like gear oil inside my house, so that's cool. Alright, I'm not going to crank these down just because once I get it mounted on the rig, I'll get a feel for the resistance I want and then just adjust it there. But let's put the side panels back on. Trying to make sure I don't cross thread these because that would be pretty stupid. And yeah, let me wipe some of this off. Again, it's just grease. I don't think it's going to travel enough to get to the micro switches or anything like that, so it's fine. As you can see, I'm not even using the longer part of the Allen key for leverage because these just, I think they're literally just dust shields and that's it. It doesn't need to be torqued down at all. Cool. Alright, so that is the end of this part. I am going to get it mounted up. This looks like it's about the size of, it's called a 40-80, like a double wide 80-20 piece. So I might get some movement, but for adjustability. But I'll get it mounted up, explain how I did it. I have a SimLab GT1 Evo. You can check my other videos, and then we'll do some first impressions. Alright, so let's show you guys how I mounted it. This is a 40-80 piece, I guess, just whatever, basically a 2x4. I used the included button head Allen bolts they had, and then I put corner brackets to stick it out farther because I can't really get this as wide out as I wanted it to be. I might get bigger brackets just to push it out even more, as there's still room in this first slot here, but I'm pretty happy where it is right now. The only issue is it's close to this handbrake here, which I could move. I don't really use it very often, so I could figure that out, but yeah, first gear is kind of close. I did put it backwards just to run the wires directly to the PC, and there's just more room here than there is here. So basically I have like an armrest. That used to be just even with this, but I dropped it down. As you can see, the tape's still on there. So it works totally fine. It was super easy to mount, super easy to program, I guess. You just assign the buttons immediately and that's it. There's really not much to it at all. It's just 6 buttons, 6 glorified buttons in this thing. But yeah, super nice, super solid. What else? The Allen key size for these button head bolts they didn't include the Allen key for. I'm assuming it's probably this size as well, but again, it's not that serious. But really nice, good first impressions. I'm going to include a driving video now. Alright, so we are all bolted up. It mapped super easily to the game, no issues there. I think I do have it backwards technically, because first gear read as B6 input 6, but it doesn't really matter. I think I got better movement this way because there's more space up front than back here, so fine with that. We are in race room in the DTM 1992 Mustang Fox body, one of my favorite manual cars in this game. So we're just gonna do a lap, and I'll try to include the actual driving view as well, but here we go. No, just kidding, maybe, oh yeah, I need to turn my settings on and turn H pattern on. Duh, alright. There you go.
Pit lane speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour.
I think I left it on stock setup, which is not the best. This is literally my first use, and I have not missed a gear, so I guess that's a good sign. I guess I shouldn't have said anything because that was close.
Was that 221.00?
Alright, so first impressions. I didn't turn the resistance that high, I didn't feel the need to. Really secure feeling shifts, you always know what gear it's in. I also took the carbon shaft off. Only complaint is it's a little loud, but can't really have everything. I might put some rubber washers in there or something mounted so it doesn't like resonate through the rig as much. I don't really want to like bother my neighbors. Feel wise, it's tighter than I expected. There's really not that much play in it. It feels super nice in gear. See, like in gear, third has a little bit. First and fifth don't have anything. Okay, so the middle gates just have a little bit of wiggle, but everything else doesn't. Honestly, that's realistic of a real car, even if you get like metal bushings and things like that. I've owned a Jeep Wrangler manual, F-body Camaro manual, and a Audi A3, which is basically a GTI manual. What I would compare it most to, honestly, it would have to be the Camaro, just because the shifter went straight into the transmission. There was no bushings, nothing, just straight in there. The feeling is there. It's super nice. You just don't feel the synchros engaging, obviously, because there are no synchros in this, but otherwise there's rod into shifter gates, which makes it feel just like a manual transmission. So really nice so far. I will update later on after I've owned it for a while, advise if there was any issues or not any issues, anything like that. I got this from AliExpress. They're still in stock now. They have 3 different versions with different knobs and that 7th 6-gear pull-up thing, which I didn't need to get. I'm just gonna map reverse for a button on 6-speed cars, but this Mustang was 5-speed, so that worked perfectly. Got reverse. But yeah, really great. I'm happy I got this shifter. I think the BDH is too expensive. Not that it's not worth it, I just couldn't put up that money. The Frex, I don't think I would have had heavy enough shifts for what I wanted. And then obviously the Pro Sim is huge and expensive as well. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you like Race Room, Racing on Race Room, join the North America Race Room Discord that we run. I'll include a link in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out as well. Thanks.